Hey everyone, I thought I could share a few interesting concepts in math, simple but interesting, such as how do divisibility rules work. You might have come across these rules while you're studying, or you might still be a student and studying these divisibility rules. I'm sure you're aware of the simple rules like divisibility rule for 3, wherein which states that if the sum of all the digits of a number is divisible by 3, then the number is divisible by 3. Here there is an example as well. 123, all we need to do is add 1 plus 2 plus 3, which gives us 6. And since 6 is divisible by 3, we say that the number 123 is indeed divisible by 3. And divisibility rule for 5, which is very simple, wherein it says if a number ends in a 0 or 5, then it is divisible by 5. So 85 ends in 5, divisible by 5. Let us say 105, 110, it is ending with 5, 0, so these are all divisible by 5. And divisibility rule for 4, if the last two digits of a whole number form a number which is divisible by 4, then that whole number is divisible by 4. So here there is an example as well. 312, the last two digits is 12 and 12 is divisible by 4. Hence we say that 312 is indeed divisible by 4. Today I will be looking into the divisibility rule for 4 and see as to how it works. We will surely go through divisibility rule for 3, divisibility rule for 5 as well in depth and see as to why it works. If you have not thought about as to why do these divisibility rules work, then this is a good chance, good time for you to pause the video and actually think about as to why do these rules work. Actually, we might have used it so many times and we might have gotten the correct answers as well. But indeed, it becomes important for us to understand as to why these rules work in order to do really good math. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead with that. Let us see. Yeah, divisibility rule for 4. Let me just erase everything over here and just keep divisibility rule for 4. So divisibility rule for 4, you can think of any specific number, like say 112. When you think of this number 112 and see that there is 12 as the last two digits, since we know that 12 is divisible by 4, we say that 112 is indeed divisible by 4. Okay, so you can think about any other number, say 120, and since 20 is divisible by 4, we say that 120 is indeed divisible by 4. You can try out this 1120. Here again 20 is there and it is divisible by 4. It does not matter whether it is 120 or 1120, or I can keep on adding digits over here. It will always be divisible by 4. It doesn't matter. So here, what is this number? We can just put separators here. So this is till here it is 1120, 11,120, 100,100, 11,120. Million, and then 100 million. So it does not matter how big the number is, it is still divisible by 4. Okay, so but why so? Why is it that none of these digits had any effect on this number being divisible by 4 or not? So 120 divisible by 4, 1120 divisible by 4, 11,120 is divisible by 4. So it did not matter as to how many digits are there or what is there. Mind you, it's not just 1,120 or 11,120. You can also have something like 220. So again, 2220 or any random number I can just write in here, and if I end this number with only with the last two digits such that it is divisible by 4, then the entire number becomes divisible by 4. Say I just copy this and paste it here, and now if I end this number with something that I know, like say 12, we know it's divisible by 4. Again, this need not just be 12, the number can even end with a 0, 4 or anything. So it does not matter as to what is in front of this here. None of this matters. It's just what matters is whether these last two digits are divisible by 4. I think this is pretty well known, but yes, why does this happen? Well, the secret to it as to why it happens lies with the fact that you may not consider it as a secret, you may just think of it as the logic. So logic or the secret lies with the fact that if you still want to pause the video and think about what it could be, you can pause it. So it lies with the fact that 100, the number 100 is divisible by 4. So since this is divisible by 4, what follows is any number which is multiple of any number that is multiple of 100 is indeed divisible by 4. What I mean is, so 100 divided by 4, we got how much? We got 25 as the answer. So what about a multiple? 200. 200 is a multiple. By how much? By twice. So 100 into 2 gets us to 200. Now 200 divided by 4 will obviously be twice this. So that is 50. So 50 into 4 gives us 200. Similarly, another multiple. If I write 300 divided by 4, I get what? 50. 50 into 2? No. Actually, it is 100 times 3. It's multiple of 100. 100 times 3. So this will become 25 times 3. So this is 75. Isn't it? So you can keep going like this and say 500 divided by 4. It is what? 5 times 100. So this result becomes 25 times 5. So this will become 125. So 125 into 4 will give you the answer as 500. Now, so what's so big deal about it? Just think a little more before I rearrange this stuff. Okay. Before I rearrange this, just think about it. Where are we going with this? So you might have already thought, some of you might have already guessed as to what is happening. We just need to see as to what more this has to offer. So now 100 multiplied by 10 gives us 1000. So 1000 also becomes divisible by 4. So 25 into 4 gave us 100. Then 25 times, how much will give us 1000? Pretty simple, right? 100 times 10 gave you 1000. So 25 times 10 will give you 250. So 250 divided by 4. So I think if you had not guessed it till now at least you would have probably guessed it. But yeah, let's move ahead. No worries if you haven't guessed it till now. So 100 is divisible by 4. 1000 is divisible by 4. What about 10,000? Is it also divisible by 4? Yes, indeed. Since 10,000 is a multiple of 1000, multiple of 1000 and 100, and 100 is divisible by 4, therefore 1000 is also divisible, and therefore 10,000 is also divisible by 4, 2500. You keep going ahead like this. Keep moving ahead. Then next, where do we reach? 100k. Then what do we reach? 1,000,000. So each one of this will become divisible by 4. So what's the next question here? What if I combine all of this and make one number? So what do I mean? So look here. If I write 1, 1, 1, 1, so what is this number? and then if I write 0, 4, yeah, let's focus on this. Till here the number is 104. Let's make it a little more interesting. So let me just go back to and keep it as 20. Yeah. So what is the first part of this number? So if I were to ignore this for now, I have 20 here. So 20 is divisible by 4. Now if I bring in this 1 here, then it becomes 120. So like the way we say, it is 120. We just saw that 100, the question here is whether 120 is divisible by 4. Now 120 can be split as 100 plus 20 by 4. Now we just saw that 100 is divisible by 4 and 20 is also divisible by 4. Therefore, this entire number 120 will also be divisible by 4. So how much is that? Pretty simple, right? 100 by 4 is 25. 20 by 4 is 5. So you add it up, you get 30. So 30 times 4 indeed gives you the answer as 120. So let's move on. I think you now definitely would have guessed as to what I'm going to do next. So 120 we are done. We have proved that it is divisible by 4. 1120. So what about this? So this is 1000 plus 100 plus 20. So all of this combined together, we have to see whether it's divisible by 4. So I say whether is it divisible by 4, then I have here as 1000 by 4, 100 by 4 plus 20 by 4. So all of this is divisible by 4. So here I get 250, here I get a 25, and here I get a 5. So 250 plus 25 plus 5, so 280. So check it out whether it is working or not working. So this tells us that it does not matter how many digits are there in front of a two-digit number, in front of these last two digits in a number. This will always be divisible by 4 provided this part is divisible by 4, the last two digits. Now does it work only for numbers that have only multiples of 100 and looking like 100,000, 100,000? No, any multiple of 100 would work. So it is 220. You can think about it. So 220 would be 200 plus 20 divided by 4. So 200 by 4 plus 20 by 4. So this is 50, this is 5, and then we have 55. Okay, so now you can work it out on your own. 320 you can take, or 2320 you can take. So here also what do you get? You have a 2000, you have a 300, and you have a 20. So all of this is divisible by 4, isn't it? Any multiple of 100 is divisible by 4. Therefore, the entire number becomes divisible by 4. Interestingly, I had this discussion with my students, middle year students, and grade 6 and grade 7 students. They were able to figure this out. They also focused on this, and then they realized, and when you realize it on your own, you will feel that joy of breaking down that logic. But yeah, the more fun that we had was with trying to figure out the divisibility rule for 3. I think I'll take that up in the next video, and also divisibility rule for 5. That was also fun. You might think that this is so like silly, or it's just obvious, but then we will try to see it with respect to not just with respect to a decimal number system. We will try to see as to if the number system has not 10 digits but a little less or little more, than how do these rules behave. But I think for the next video I'll just keep divisibility rule for 3. So yeah, thanks for watching.